My name is Becca Fields, and I am one of the co-CEOs with Senior Age. I've been in the co-CEO role for about 3 years, and with Senior Age in total for 19. So Senior Age is a nonprofit organization, and we receive federal, state, local funds in order to be able to help seniors stay in their homes through a variety of services, including congregate meals in our senior centers and home delivered meals delivered to the home, care coordination, lots of things that flow into those services. Our leadership team is essential to the success of our organization, and we have 34 different locations, so we have a lot of people spread out over a large territory. And so we have to make sure that those leaders are empowered to help the senior centers that they are in charge of in their locations. So we haven't done really a workshop in our facility on our site before, so that was kind of new to us. We've of course been to leadership seminars and training and those sorts of things in the past. My reaction to the idea that valuing people is the thing that motivates all people was not new necessarily, but just to have it be a singular focus like that brought everything sort of into perspective that at the end of the day, this is our goal, and everything else that we do can be, tacked back to that goal. I think the engagement level of our staff at the workshop increased over time. With anything that we bring in, there's a little sense of being wary about it initially, but I think as people got more into the material and realized what we were doing and why we were doing it, they were more engaged as we went along. I think the scientific facts behind the practices were really important because it seems like in leadership, there's a new book out every day. There's new ideas going around. So to tie that into the brain science of everything and how our brains work, and this is why this is a proven method, I think was really important. One of the stories that really stood out to me was about the importance of developing psychological safety in our organization, and the fact that if somebody saw something wrong, they needed to feel free to speak up about it, and they needed leadership to listen to them and react appropriately and not feel like they couldn't approach leadership if they saw something that was of concern to them. I thought the workshops were really interactive, especially the one thing that stands out is when we were doing the personality science and we sort of all stood in a scale, and just seeing where I was on certain personality traits compared to other team members, it helped me see the strengths in my other team members, because I was usually either really high or really low on one of the factors. No middle ground for me really, but to see where I was really low and who we could lean on that was really high in some of those characteristics was really helpful. The emotional science workshop was probably the one that I needed to hear the most, just because, from my upbringing, we don't talk about emotions, and emotions in the workplace is very foreign to me. The graph that we used as far as, emotions aren't just sad or happy. There's this wide range of emotions, and just being able to identify the emotion specifically, having that understanding now of emotions are part of us. We need to acknowledge them. We need to engage in those conversations, and it's all part of valuing people was helpful. I do think when we studied the dopamine versus the serotonin perspective, that was helpful in knowing, what all of these other things are sort of designed to feed our brains, like social media and those quick hit things, versus what will help sustain real change is valuing people and those things that will produce the serotonin in your brain. In the value science workshop, I think the last focus on joy and just the importance of that in the workplace. Again, it's just sort of a new way for me to think about things, and really bringing those celebrations of what we've accomplished to the whole team is really important. I think for where we are in our organization and leadership development, the best thing that came out of it for us was empowering our leaders, because I think we have a lot of hesitant leaders, we try to, oh, I don't know if I'm a leader, and we sort of take that approach. But to really own their leadership and the power that they have to help us develop the culture here as leaders, I think was the best thing for Senior Age. I would definitely recommend the workshops to others. Having our staff here all together and doing them on site, we hadn't taken a lot of time to focus on our leadership team, and it really made us make that a priority, which I think we really needed to do.